Well, Daisy joins me now, as well as Michael Watson from the Patients Association from North West London. Mr. Watson, to you in a moment's time. Daisy, first, this all could be quite confusing. How might it work?
Well, as somebody described it to me today, if you think of BBC Worldwide, now some people won't know, the BBC obviously funded by licence fee, let's say for argument's sake, the same or similar to taxes. BBC has a section called BBC Worldwide. They're allowed and encouraged to go out and make money from those programmes, selling those programmes abroad, and that money is invested back into the BBC. So it was explained to me this would be very similar. The NHS would be encouraged to make money abroad, but that money would be invested back into the NHS for the good of the NHS and its patients.
Mr. Watson, that sounds rather reasonable. What are your main objections to that?
Well, our concern is that if the core values of the NHS is to treat patients in the UK, the government's making £20 billion worth of efficiency savings to the NHS budget over the next 4 years. It's simply not acceptable for hospitals to be urged to make up that shortfall by seeking profitable business elsewhere, which will detract them away from their core vision.
But isn't it the case, as it's been explained to me, that no hospital or trust would be allowed to have a shortfall as a result of this? In fact, they would only be allowed, given the go-ahead, to set up these new projects if it's provable that it would be profitable for that hospital or trust.
Absolutely, and we welcome the fact that that is the stated aim, but our concern is that that is going to be very, very difficult to govern in practice. If we go back 6 or 7 years ago to Mid Staffordshire Hospital, which chased foundation status in order to cover a financial shortfall, we saw a hospital which ended up neglecting its patients. What we don't want to see are hospitals across the country which are already crippled with debt and already suffering from the government's efficiency saving, chasing profits abroad and doing that at the cost of UK patients.
Mr. Watson, you're right to highlight the financial element to it, but the government are also saying that there'd be a great deal of expertise gained from working abroad. Do you buy that argument?
I do, and I think Moorfields and Great Ormond Street and the many other NHS hospitals which are leaders not just in this country but in the world in healthcare should be encouraged to spread that expertise and should be able to go abroad and should be able to make extra revenue where that's possible. What we're concerned about is this is the first step to this becoming a substitute revenue stream for the money that's already being taken out of the NHS. Some hospitals will do it fantastically, other hospitals won't, and our concern is for those patients that are in those other hospitals.
Mr. Watson, thank you very much for your views. Daisy, in practice, when might this start?
Well, the government's saying that they're going to introduce this in the autumn, so really very, very soon. And of course, the opposition, Andy Burnham today, saying this is the slippery slope towards privatisation.
Daisy, thank you very much.